Issues in International Business, Chapter 10, Issues in International Ethics and Corporate Governance. Class, we start our lecture with a learning objective for Chapter 10. First, learning objective is to describe the different organizational architecture choice that can be made in an international business. Second learning objective is to explain how organizational architectures can be matched to global strategy to improve performance. Third objective for Chapter 10 is to describe what is required for an international business to change its organizational architecture so it's better match its organizational strategy. And the last objective for Chapter 10 is to explain about international ethics issues in international business. Introductions for Chapter 10. What is organizational architectures? Organizational architectures have three conditions for superior enterprise profitability. First, the different elements of a firm's organizational architectures must be internally consistent. Second, the organizational architecture must match or fit the strategy of firms. Strategy and architecture must be consistent. Third, strategy and architecture of a firm must make sense given the competitive conditions prevailing in the firm's markets. Strategy, architecture, and the components environments must all be consistent. Moving to organizational architectures. The totality of a firm's organizations, including formal organizational structure, control systems, and incentive, organizational culture, process, and people that all explain about organizational architectures. Organizational structure consists of formal divisions of the organizations, the locations of decision-making responsibilities, the establishment of integrating mechanisms. To figure 14.1, organizational architecture. Here, in this slide, we can see the elements of organizational architectures. People are the center of organizational architecture and are surrounded by structure, incentive, control, culture, and the process. These elements have an effect on each other and they are interrelated and they are not interdependent. In the organizations, all of these have a function and interrelated between each of the elements and influence the organizational architecture itself. Organizational architecture continue on a control system. We have control system in organization. We have control system, incentive, and process. Control system consists of merit used to measure performance of subunits. Incentive is a device used to reward managerial behavior. And a process is a manner which decisions are made and work is performed. Organizational architecture continue. In this slide, we can see organizational architectures consist of organizational culture and people, include employees and strategies to recruit, compensate, and retain them. For organizational culture, it consists of involve norms, value shared by employees. Organizations are society of individuals who come together to work collective tasks or to work to perform a collective task. Distinct pattern of culture and subculture exist in different organization, architecture or organizations in international business. Organizational structure consists of three dimensions. First, vertical differentiations, centralizations, and decentralizations of decision-making responsibilities. Horizontal differentiations, divisions of the firm into sub-units. Integration mechanism used to achieve coordinations between sub-units. Organizational structure continue on vertical differentiations. So here we have some of the arguments why we go for centralizations. First, centralizations facilitate coordinations and integrations of operations in international organizations. Another argument for centralization is help ensure that decisions are consistent with organizational objectives. Another argument for centralization is give top-level managers the means to bring change. And the last argument here, we have avoid the duplications of activities that occurs when similar activities are carried on by various subunits. Organizational structure continue on vertical differentiations. Now in this slide, we talk about the argument for decentralizations. We have a few arguments here why organizations prefer decentralizations for their organizational structure. Let's start with the first argument is give top management time to focus on the critical issues by delegating more routine issues to lower level managers. Another advantage or argumentations for decentralizations is motivational research favor decentralizations. Next, argument for decentralization is decentralizations permits a greater flexibility in international business organizations. So what else? What are the arguments for decentralization here? We have a result in a better decisions. Okay, decentralization open for a better decisions in international business organizations. And last here we have arguments for the decentralizations because of international organization go for decentralization because of it helps to increase control in international organizations. Organizational structure continue on vertical differentiations, but this slide more on global strategy and centralizations. typically centralized because of overall firm strategy, major financial expenditures, financial objectives, and legal issues. Another things why international organizations go for the global strategy and centralizations, that is because of decentralized operating decisions such as those relating to productions, marketing, R&D, research and developments, and human resource management in that international organizations. Organizational structure continue on vertical differentiations, still about global strategy and centralization. Centralizations. Why they go for global strategy and centralizations? Okay, global standardizations strategy. Some company go for the global strategy and centralizations because they are global standardizations strategy, they are localized strategy, or they are international strategy, or they are transnational strategy. It depends on strategy of the company set in their organizations. Structure continue on horizontal differentiations. Now we move to talk about structural domestic firm. Under horizontal, we have structural of domestic firm. Functional structure. Function reflect the firm's value creation activities, such as productions, marketing, research and development, and sale in the organizations. And then product divisional structure. Each division is responsible for a distinct product line or business area. To figure 14.2, a typical functional structure. Okay, from this figure, what we can see is the lowest level on this chart contain of multiple unit. Okay, multiple unit reporting to purchase, multiple plant reporting to manufacturing, multiple branch sales unit reporting to marketing, and multiple accounting units report to finance. Purchasing, manufacturing, marketing, and finance are four separate departments within the middle level of this structure. And all four report directly to top management, which is at the top of the structure. Moving to figure 14.3, a typical product divisional structure. Okay, here we have a little bit difference organizational structure compared to the previous slide. From this picture or figure, what we can see, the lowest level on this chart contains multiple buying units report to purchasing. Okay, multiple buying unit reports to purchasing, multiple plants reporting to manufacturing, and multiple branches unit reporting to marketing, and also multiple accounting units reporting to finance. The purchasing, manufacturing, marketing, and finance are the next level up and report to each of the three divisions. Okay, three divisions upper here we have product line A, product line B, and product line C. These three divisions appear on the next level. These three division product lines all report directly to headquarters, which is at the top of the chart. Organizational structure continue. We continue on horizontal differentiations. Here we talk about the international divisions. International divisions tend to be organized by the geography, typically replicates the structure in the home markets. Other branches just replicate or use the similar structure in the home market. Dual structure can create conflicts and coordination problems. They just replicate because they try to avoid conflict if they have different kind of structure from their home country nations, so they can coordinate or they can avoid these coordination problems. Figure 14.4, one company's international division structure. So another structure, organization structure that we have in international level. In this chart, the general manager of the product A, product B, and the product C of the country 1, and the general manager of the product A and B and C for the country 2 both report to International Division General Manager area line. There are also 3 domestic divisions in this example with a general manager for each of the 3 product lines. Okay, product line A, B, and C. The 3 domestic divisions and the international divisions are all on the same level and report directly to headquarters. Functional unit are brainets each domestic divisions reporting to general manager for their product line. Structure continue horizontal differentiations, worldwide area structure, and worldwide product divisional structure. For worldwide area structure, this one is favored by firms with a low degree of diversifications and a domestic structure based on functions and also geographic divisions. For worldwide product divisional structure, this one's favored by firms that are reasonably diversified and originally had domestic structure based on a product divisions. Worldwide product divisional structure help overcome coordination problems. Organizational structure move to horizontal differentiations on a global matrix structure. This one is quite different because of the global matrix structure. This one is horizontal differentiations proceeds along 2 dimensions. They are product divisions and geographical area, dual decision making and dual responsibility, often a more clumsy and bureaucratic. Let's look at this slide. We have figure 14.5, the international structure stage model. Okay, graph show that a foreign sale as percentage of total at x-axis and a foreign product diversity at a y-axis. A line begin in the lower left corner here until here and extend upward and curving of the right curve sections named as international divisions. Here we call international divisions. And a worldwide product divisions and ending at the global metric grids. A second line begins at the bottom left corner. At the bottom left corner, also, but extend upward curve to the left, passing through the same sections and ending at the same place. From here until here. The area between these lines is labeled as alternate path of the developments. And here we call alternate path of the developments for metric structure organization. To figure 14.6, a worldwide area structure. Okay, this one is different type of the organizational structure, so-called worldwide area structure, based on the geographical area. A 5 different geographic area labeled as non-America, Europe area, the Far East, Latin America, and Middle East or Africa all report directly to headquarters on top of the structure. A look on a figure 14.7, a worldwide product divisional structure. Okay, here what we have is a functional units are at the bottoms of the structure, and this unit report to either area number 1 or area number 2. Area number 1 is domestic and area number 2 here is international. These two areas report to one of the 3 worldwide product group or divisions, A or B or C. These 3 independent divisions then report directly to headquarters, which is at the top of the structure. Figure 14.8, a global matrix structure. So for a global matrix structure, it's about product divisions and we have area. How many area that you have in your organizations depend. So what is how to describe the global matrix structure? Headquarters is at the top of the structure. It is connected by line of the product division A, B, and C. It also connected by line from the area number 1 or area number 2 and area number 3. Intersecting line extend from all 3 product divisions and all 3 areas to represent dual decision making among the product division area. Okay, let's say we put dot here. Here show that the managers are responsible to division B and area number 2. International organizational structure, integrating mechanism, international strategy, and coordinations. Next, for coordinations, varies. It is low in the firms pursuing a localization strategy, higher in international company or higher in the international companies, highest in the global companies, and highest at all in transactional companies. Impediments to coordinations. Managers have different orientations on the product and marketing and goal in the international organization structure. Organizational structure. Some international business, they are go for integrating mechanisms because of they are formal integrating mechanisms. The greater the needs for coordinations, more complex for the formal integrating mechanisms need to be from low to high. That one consists of direct context, license role, themes, and a matrix structure. Moving to figure 14.9, illustrate formal integrating mechanisms. They consist of direct context, license role, themes, master structure, and they increase the complexity of the integrating mechanisms. Integrations mechanisms continue. Some of the characteristics of focus on integrating mechanisms due to transmitting information based on informal contacts between managers. Integrating mechanism also can be used as a non-bureaucratic conduit for knowledge flow within a multinational enterprise, and then make use of distributed computer and telecommunications information system, and also manager must share a strong commitment to the same scope and norms and also value in international organizations. To figure 14.10, a simple management networks. Okay, these pictures show or these figures show the simple management networks available in international business and some of the what we call organizational structure that we consider in international level. It shows the relationship between managers A, B, C, D, E, F, and G in an unspecified firms are illustrated. Managers A and B each connect to manager C, and managers G is shown outside of the relations of the networks. Integrating mechanisms continue under organization structure. Overall, we can summarize integrating mechanism is as a multinational next integrations, particularly if they are pursuing global standardizations, they have to use integrating mechanisms for international or transactional strategy. Some organizations go for integrating mechanisms because they cannot prefer for integrating mechanism, or they prefer because it can be difficult to achieve due to the impediments to coordinations. Some they prefer, some not prefer because of difficulty. So maybe integrating can help them to diminish the gap between that and make it easy to achieve the organization goal. Formal integrating mechanisms do not always work. So organizations go for integrating mechanisms. This also helps to establish an informal knowledge network and build a common culture. To control system and incentive. Types of control system, we have personnel control, bureaucratic control, output control, and cultural control. Personnel control, control via personal contact with subordinates, most widely used in small firms. structures the relationship between managers at different levels in multinational enterprise. Okay, we also have bureaucratic control. Bureaucratic control refers to rules and procedures that direct actions of sub-units. Most important are budgets and capital spending rule. Continue on control system and incentive. Still on types of control system. Okay, for output control. Output control refers to relatively objective performance metrics such as profitability, productivity, growth, market share, and quality. Managers judge by their ability to achieve these goals. Goals are normally established through negotiations between subunits and headquarters. While cultural control, employees buy into the norms and value systems of the firms and control their own behavior, can reduce the need for other control systems. System and incentive. Continue on incentive system. Incentive system, that is device used to reward, appreciate employee behavior, usually closely tied to performance metric used for output control. These include type of incentive vary depending on employees and tasks. Required significant cooperations between managers in different sub-units, often adjust to account for national difference in institutions and culture, and can have united consequences. Control system and incentive. Performance ambiguity. Performance ambiguity can be defined as, or it occurs when the cause of a good or bad performance are not clearly identifiable. Strategy, independence, and ambiguity exist because of localization strategy. Performance ambiguity is low. International strategy, higher level integration is necessary. And for global standardization strategy, higher still, many activities are interdependent. Transnational. Transnational is highest level of the performance ambiguity, high degree of joint decision making. To control system and incentive, specifically on the implications for control and incentive. Cost defined as amount of time top management devotes to monitoring and evaluating subunits performance. Costs are greater when performance ambiguity is greater. Management must devote time to resolving problems arise from the performance ambiguity. 1. Show interdependence, performance ambiguity, and the cost of the control for international business strategy. Here we have localizations, international, global, global and transactionals, and different type of the strategy or independence, performance, performance ambiguity, and cost of the control. It depends If you go for independency, your ambiguity become low, and performance ambiguity also low, and cost of control also low. If you go for the international strategy, independency a little bit moderate on the performance ambiguity, and the cost still moderate, and cost of control also moderate. If you go for the global and transactional, the cost and ambiguity is increased. To process, that is how decisions are made and work performs in international business. It starts with formulating strategy, allocating resource, after that evaluating new product ideas, handling customer inquiries and complaints. After that, you can improve product quality from inquiry and complaints, evaluating employee performance, and so on, including efficient and effective process can lower the cost of the value creations and add additional value to a product. Process continue. Continue on managing process in an international business. Many processes cut across organizational boundaries, embracing several different subunits across national boundaries. Value new process that might lead to a competitive advantage can be developed anywhere within the organization's global network of the operations. Moving to organizational culture. Organizational culture on creating and maintaining organizational culture. Culture is a system of value and norms that are shared among people in the organizations. Founders and leaders have a profound impact on the culture in the organizations. So source of the culture in the organizations, it says come from the broader social culture of the nations and the history of the enterprise. National culture continue on creating and maintaining organizational culture. Culture in organizations can be maintained by hiring and promotional practice of the organization in maintaining their culture, good culture in the organizations, and they provide reward strategy to enhance a good culture in organizations. Socialization process such as a formal and informal also help to maintain a good culture in organizations. And then communication is strategy, what organizations want, what kind of the culture they want to maintain in organizations, such as they communicate corporate mission statements. Culture, we continue on organizational culture and performance. For strong culture refers to all managers. They share a consistent set of values and norms that have a clear impact on work performance. Strong does not necessarily mean good. Strong means strong culture that easily influence other people in organizations to behave at similar attitude and um, behavior. Adaptive culture, most managers care deeply about and value customer, stockholder, and employees. people and a process that create change are value in adaptive culture. National culture more on localized strategy. Localized strategy focus on local responsiveness. Operating decisions are decentralized to functional, self-contained country subsidiaries. Need for coordinations or integrating mechanism is low at a local strategy. Class, let's take a look what we have in this slide. Here, this slide, we have a synthesis, strategy, and architecture for international strategy. Firm attempt to create value by transferring core competencies from home to foreign subsidiaries. Headquarters maintain centralized control over firm's core competence. Other decisions are decentralized. International strategy moderate needs for coordinations. Moving to synthesis, strategy, and architectures for global standardization strategies. Under these strategies, firm focus on realizations of locations and experience curve economics. Headquarters typically maintains ultimate control over most operating decisions. The needs for integrations and a strong organizational culture are high at the global standardization strategy. And incentive systems are typically linked to formal metric at the corporate level. Alright, now we move to synthesis, strategy, and architecture for transactional strategy. So what we have under transactional strategy, here first, transactional strategy focus is on the simultaneous attainments of localizations and experience curve economics, location responsiveness, and global learning. After that, transactional strategy are referring on some operations decisions are centralized, such as productions and research and development. Next, transactional strategies need for coordinations is high. And last, under transactional strategy, need a strong culture and incentive to promote cooperations in international organizations. Okay, now we have synthesis, strategy, and architecture for environments, strategy, architectures, and performance. Here, firms' strategy must be consistent with the environment in which the firms operate. The firm's organizational architecture must be consistent with its strategy. Moving to organizational change. Organizational change for organizational inertia. Organizational inertia may caused by existing distributions, power, and influence within an organization, or existing culture expressed in norms and value system, or senior managers' preconceptions about the appropriate business model or paradigms, and institutional constraints such as national regulations. change continue on implementing organizational change. It can be unfreezing the organizations, or you moving to the new state. You can change by refreezing the organizations. Now moving on ethical issues at international business or international level. Here we have global business ethic and legal issues. This figure or this picture shows the most popular ethical issues occur at the most popular 12 ethical issues occur at international level. Here, what we have is the importance of ethical issues by US ranking and European ranking. We have Code of Conduct, US Antitrust, Mutual Respect, US Foreign Corrupt Practice, Conflict Interest and Gift, Proper Use of the Computer, Insider Tracking, Financial Integrity, Confidentiality, Record Management, Level of Employment Law, Intellectual Property, Global Competitor Law, Global Anti-Bribery Requirements, Ethics and Value, and last here, number 12, Export Control. Bribe is one of the activities considered unethical at international business. However, definitions of bribe is different within a country to another country. So acceptance of bribes varies by the country. So can be a challenge to determine what is bribe, because of the country itself have different kind of rule and regulations on bribery. So some they can be challenged. The US Foreign Corruption Practice Act FCPA prohibits companies from paying foreign officials to keep or to obtain business. The UK Anti-Bribery Act goes even further. Many major corporations have had issues with bribery at international level. Next, we have antivirus activities as another unethical activity in international business. Antivirus trust law means to encounter or encourage fair competitions. Countries have differing level of protections. Okay, different country in terms of their economics level and rule and regulations, they impose different level of protections. So this one can create difficulties in international business. Vertical system, a channel member controls the entire business system. Antivirus activity can occur when multinational companies are allowed to grow unchecked, reduce competitions, and also can put small competitors out of the business if we not control antivirus activity at international business. Next, unethical activities in international business, that is internet security issues. Internet security is considered a top global risk to business. Law and regulation has lagged behind because of the internet or technologies growing very fast, more than a law and regulations update. It's a fair reason business ethics issues, and it's difficult to control internet security issues at international level. Move on human rights or human rights issues at international level. Inherent dignity that could be afforded by all people with equal and inalienable right. That is the foundation of freedom, justice, and peace in the world. For example, we codified in the United Nations Human Rights Declarations is becoming a serious issue for companies. Some like labor, child labor, unfair dismissal, unfair treatment, unfair salary or wages pay, unfair terminations, and many things else under human rights. So, a major global human rights issues. Over a billion people lack access to the healthcare globally, and it is becoming a major business concern about healthcare. Many of the government sector in Malaysia, not I can say all the government sector provide healthcare allowance for their staff, but not all the private sector outside there provide healthcare. The same goes to the international level. Some of organizations they take advantage by not providing or reluctant to providing healthcare protection to their employee in international business level lah. So question remains whether access to healthcare is the right or privilege. Issues in international business is about law and the right to work. Many people work outside of their homelands. International firms today have many ethical concerns related to labor, such as gender pay equality. For some countries, there are different pay between male and female. So some of them they are a fight for gender pay equality. Right to join unions. Some of the country or companies in some of the country they restricted the unions activity and unions employee relations because this will uh, contributes many difficulties in their management, and it give more power for their employee to fight for something like salaries, working times, allowance, overtime payment, and anything else, and the standard of living. Corporate must take labor issues seriously to avoid legal and ethical trouble. On compensations. Compensations issue is more on living wages, or here we call minimum wage rate that workers required to meet basic needs. It depends on the country and nations how they want to set the minimum wage rate. Executive compensation is a major topic during the recessions. A global demand for alignments between performance and compensations. Different countries have set different minimum wages. Some countries they still don't have minimum wages. Consumerism issues related with ethics, that is a belief that consumers should dictate the economic structure of the society. State that consuming goods at an increased rate is desirable. Equate personal happiness with purchasing and consuming product. Made to break a plan or what they plan obsolescence. Encourage customer to buy more items. Meeting with a backlash from stakeholders who do not believe that consumerism lead to happiness, so not sustainable as resource diminish. Moving on, the importance of ethical decisions in a global business. Ethical decisions making is essential or very important to successful operating in global business because of potential legal or political snares without a knowledge of global ethical issues. Some large firms create officer or committee to oversee global compliance issues. Successful ethic program implementations require employee training, and global firms must tailor programs to international markets. Ethics is not one size fits all. So ethics in different country to another country different due to the culture and regulation and economy, political economy itself. Quote for this lecture, I have one quote. There is no way to succeed in the business without the highest ethical standards. Jordan Bradford's quotes about the ethics and international business. Again, there is no way to succeed in business without the highest ethical standards. That's all for chapter 10. Thank you very much. See you in the next lecture.